Today's episode will feature two different stories, originally written and posted on Reddit and found on the website Ranker. Enjoy! Story number 1. Hide and Seek. Two sisters were spending the summer at their grandparents' house. When the sun was shining, they had plenty of fun, swimming in the lake out front, exploring the woods out back, and playing all sorts of games in the gardens. However, one week, toward the end of this day, it did nothing but rain. The girls had played board games, read books, made things with their craft supplies, and now they were bored. The grandparents' house was large, and the girls thought it would be an excellent place for a game of hide and seek. The younger sister wanted to hide first. She ran off to find a hiding place while her sister covered her eyes and began to count to 50. The older sister heard her siblings' footsteps running up the stairs and along the hallway to the back of the house. After reaching 50, she opened her eyes and went in search of her sister. The girl went into every room. She looked under the beds and in the closets, behind the curtains and behind the doors. But her sister was nowhere to be found. Finally, she reached the only room their grandparents had told them never to enter. She reached out and grasped the doorknob, turning it slowly and pushing the door open. Much to her surprise, the room was almost empty. The only item was an old, tall, carved wooden cupboard covered in cobwebs, but the door was slightly open. The girl ran over, laughing, and swung the door open, expecting to find her sister, but the cupboard was empty. She leaned in, and as she did, a cold, icy hand reached out from the back of the dark cupboard and grabbed her wrist. She let out a scream and tried to escape, but the hand started to pull her into the cupboard. The girl's sister heard her screams and ran to find out what was happening. She entered the room and looked on in horror as her sister began to disappear into the cupboard. Luckily, the little sister was quick thinking. She ran toward the cupboard and grabbed her sister's legs. After a brief tug of war, she managed to pull her sister out of the cupboard, and the two girls ran from the room, slamming the door behind them, remembering never to go in as what their grandparents told them. Story number 2. Clap once for yes. A family was camping and left their tent to go on a day hike. They were a few hours from their campsite when a storm suddenly blew up. They became disoriented in the wind and driving rain. They tried to trace their steps back to the campsite, but became lost in the unfamiliar backcountry. Being experienced hikers, they knew once they were lost, it was best to stay in one place than wander in the woods. So, they prepared to settle down and wait for rescue. Darkness fell, and the family built a fire to keep warm. As they snuggled up against each other and started to drift off to sleep, they heard a noise coming from the trees. "Who's there?" One of the parents called, but there was no answer. Then they heard the sound again, but once more, when they called out, there was no answer. "Perhaps it's someone who can speak," suggested the daughter. So her mom called out, "Is there anyone there?" "Clap once for yes and twice for no." There was one clap. "You were right," the parent said to their daughter. "There is someone out there." "Are you here to rescue us?" shouted the mom. 2 claps. "Are you lost like us?" Another 2 clap. "Do you live out here in the woods?" 2 claps. "Let me try," said the son. "Are you a boy?" Another 2. "Are you a girl?" Another 2. They all looked at each other, puzzled. Thinking he was being funny, the son asked, "Are you human?" 2. Now, the family was scared. "Are you alone?" called the mom. What? 2 claps. The family huddled together more. "How many of you are there then?" The claps stopped, and the family became silent. Both stories were written by Patricia Barnes, updated on May 26, 2021. Is published on the website momlovesbest.com under the section 10 Best Scary Stories for Kids. Hey everyone, this is Kida Emino. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned next Monday for another story. If you have any scary stories that you want to share or hear narrated, email me at kidaemina@gmail.com. I'll see you in the next episode. Big hugs everyone. Bye!